Welcome traders to yet another educational video of Nifty Short-Term View, episode number 30. The way market did move today, it seems as if just for today, rather than naming it Nifty 50, we should name it Nifty 04 because we just had 3 to 4 stocks which were the responsible stocks for moving the market today. Yes, many other stocks did participate later on in the late noon, but there were few major stocks which I'll come to that part later on. But in the morning, I think we opened a little bit sober. I think somewhere around 17,000 to 75 to 76 in Nifty futures. And overall market, if you can see properly, was pretty much range bound. You can see on the upside, the range was somewhere around 17,300. And on the downside, the range was somewhere till 17,192 or 193. This was the entire range till 230. But as soon as this range was broken somewhere over here at 190, 17,190 or 17,185, we had a straight away crack in the markets, and this I think would have come with the help of extreme high volumes. You can see volumes literally spiked, right? So this was some heavy selling which happened in the markets in the late noon. All right, now if I look at the daily charts now, if you remember in my yesterday's Nifty short-term view, I had clearly shared that if we close below yesterday's low, which was somewhere around 17,114 or 17,110, we could test possibly 16,900 or 16,910. It didn't even require more than a day, and immediately in today's intraday low was lower than the level which I had shared in yesterday's video. Now the trend is certainly down in the daily charts, and the trend is also down in the hourly charts. But if you look at the daily charts properly, all right, if you look at the daily charts, there has been a lot of volumes which have been generated at this particular level, especially with this short-term band which I've shared with all of you between 16,900 and 16,880 or 879. So this particular zone is also 50% Fibonacci retracement. So I would say that 16,900 or 16,880, this 20-point small price band is a decent support for the markets as of now. And considering today's move, which we saw, because today Nifty future closed almost 260 points down. Generally, after such a big move, the next day, most of the times, not necessary, but most of the time market tries to consolidate, because even if I open the 15-minute chart, you can see prices are too much far away from the moving averages. So possibly some sort of short-term consolidation may happen in the first half or something like that. But after that consolidation, what would happen is anybody's guess, because on the upside, this will continue to remain as a very strong resistance from 17,483 to 17,289. Any pullback on the upside would face a resistance from this particular resistance band. And in case if we manage to close below this particular today's low, which is somewhere around 16,840 or 830, then we could see possibly 100 to 200 points correction going on the downside. All right. But we should not forget that currently we are at a decent support. Now, looking at Bank Nifty future is slightly strong in terms of its state of trend. Yes, the trend is down. I don't deny that. Yes, today's crack in the overall markets, even Bank Nifty futures did participate on the downside, and some decent amount of volume was seen when the markets did crack. You can see decent amount of volumes did spike when the markets did crack, when Bank Nifty future did crack. There is no denying that. But if you look at the daily chart, my friends, we can see two different spots where a lot of volumes have been generated, especially in this zone where there is a POC, a point of control, and even on the downside somewhere over here. So according to my analysis, my friends, 36,470 to 35,533. This entire price band, yes, this will be surprising to you, but according to me, this entire price band is a strong support for Bank Nifty. If Bank Nifty wants to continue to drift downwards, then I think it will have to close below this particular lower end of this particular band. Only then we'll be able to see some sort of meaningful correction. Now, if you see in the 15-minute chart of the Bank Nifty future, we can clearly see the yesterday's price band, which I had shared with all of you, which was the resistance. Because yesterday I had clearly shared about Nifty and Bank Nifty both, that in case if we open gap up, all right, markets will face strong resistance at higher levels, and markets will face a lot of difficulty in case if prices wants to go higher. So 37,515 to 37,085, this entire zone will continue to provide strong resistance to Bank Nifty futures. So yes, we have a very big fast move on the downside. So possibly the first half or maybe the first couple of hours, you might see some sort of consolidation. But after that, what happens, we need to see. And you need to trade very, very carefully. And the reason for that is we are placed between support and resistance. On the upside, we have resistance, and on the downside, we have support. So be very, very careful in your trades in Bank Nifty futures. Now, coming to the sectoral picks, according to me, PSU banks, all right, PSU banks, number one. Pharma is one another stock. Yes, pharma is one index which has cracked today, almost 1.4% down, no doubt about that. But relatively, in comparison to overall state of trend with Nifty, it is still looking pretty good. So pharma, metals, and PSU banks, you should keep watch on these three sectors. Any sort of short-term correction, if prices do hit a support, and after hitting a support, if they start bouncing back, then you can fancy your chances in swing trades. As of now, I don't have any picks. In case whenever I have, I will keep sharing with you on a daily basis in my Nifty short-term view videos. And as I told you in the starting of the video, that I'll share with you why did I call Nifty 04 for today's move. The reason for that was today Reliance was a very, very strong looking stock. In fact, anyone who bought Reliance somewhere over here was a very good trade. Even in options, I think anyone who bought options in Reliance Industries and the way it moved, I'm pretty sure that person would have made very good profits in Reliance Industries. At least the first target would have been easily hit, no doubts about that. And despite all its efforts by Reliance Industries, it failed to save the day. And the reason for that was HDFC Bank continued its selling spree. It closed almost 3.8% down. HDFC also closed 5.5% down. This is very sad to see. Such strong stocks are getting sold. And Infosys especially, which has broken its backbone. This is the support which already got broken yesterday, but today now we do have, after the inverted hammer, inverted hammers generally do come at a place when the uptrend is extremely overstretched and we do hit a resistance area. But imagine what sort of strong selling is happening, that after breaking this support and despite the stock is almost into the oversold zone, we do have an inverted hammer and then we have a big red candle. So we can understand the amount of selling pressure which is there in IT stocks, especially in Infosys. So stay away from these stocks. And tomorrow, again, I'll come up with some new information regarding Nifty and Bank Nifty futures. And in case if I have few stocks to share as well, trade wisely. Thank you.